Good morning and welcome to O'Neill's on the Run, Life in a Bus. It is season 3, episode 7, and we're currently at Fishing Point, Lake Macquarie, New South Wales.
Well, we're not currently, but
in podcast time.
Yeah.
We have Tom and Ali with us again for this one. Although we'll see how much lifting they do. Sometimes they're just like ornaments here in the video, but we'll see.
Generally, Thomas is almost an ornament constantly. Like, there's nothing in the head besides like screws rattling around.
An ornament. An ornament is Alexandra the sits ago.
At least I can have a conscious thought.
Okay, we're off to a
great
start.
And then if she's not doing this, she's got a laptop up and it's sitting on a laptop going.
Okay. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the nut house that is currently our bus. Okay, we left after 4 months at Fishing Point. We left and we headed to Williams River Caravan Park at Clarence Town. Look at me, got that right for a change, because normally I say it's in Williamstown or something stupid like that every time.
Are you sure you got it right?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you say Clarence Town?
I said Williams River Caravan Park at Clarence Town.
Oh.
I did get it right. See? And it was $42 per night on power, and we stayed for a total of 3 weeks. We're actually only going to stay for a week, but we kept extending.
Yeah, I was working just around the corner on East Seaham Road.
Yeah, so we just kept extending until Tom finished up his work, because we were all getting itchy feet.
Yeah, and it rained and rained.
And rained and rained, and then there was mould all in the bus because of the condensation.
Yeah.
And we put the diesel heater on to try to dry the rain out, the moisture out. It was just a bit of a situation. I was going to use a naughty word there.
Aren't we one of those podcasts?
Yeah, we are normally, actually. I was just being civilised.
Just not this early. People haven't tuned out yet.
People haven't cracked the beer just yet. So things we did at Williams River Caravan Park while we were there, we liked walking along the river every day. We used to walk Mimi along the river there.
Yeah.
It's a really pretty spot, especially in autumn when it's all sort of misty and cool. And
yeah, it's a busy spot in long weekends and school holidays and that. They've got a big non-powered section down on the river.
Which is lovely. With
beautiful new amenities.
Yeah. We really like the caravan park there on the whole.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a nice spot.
Yeah.
Peaceful. Quiet. They fish in the river. I've never managed to catch anything there, but they catch carp and mullet and stuff in the river.
Yeah.
And we used to walk down to the bowls club.
Yeah.
For a bit of a punt on the ponies.
Yeah.
And dinner. Schooners.
That's it. You nearly got kicked out for winning meat tray.
I did, yeah. The locals. I won a couple of meat trays, and the locals looked at me like I had 6 heads because I was winning their prizes.
Yeah. Second time you went back, nothing.
Didn't win nothing. They fixed it.
Yeah. It was just like going to a place, little town we used to live at for a lot of years, Castless.
Yeah, we lived at this little tiny farming place called Castless. Well, we lived on a station, and Castless was the nearest property at nearest town. So we used to drive into Castless, and even the people at Clarence Town had the same name.
Yeah, that's right.
It was just like being back at Castless.
Yeah. But
just in a different location.
That's it. Same sporting club.
Same names. Different location.
Yeah.
Small town vibes. But we liked it there, and we used to get some fruit and veggies. There's a little fruit stall just down from the Bowls Club.
Yeah.
We used to call in and support that a fair bit while we were there.
Yeah.
What was the name of the coffee place we used to go to?
There wasn't any good coffee.
No good coffee in Clarence Town?
No good coffee. Do you remember getting? There's coffee from the bakery, but it's horrendous.
Well, they clearly didn't sponsor us either.
No, their bakery's nice.
Yeah, the
just
bakery
don't get
good.
a coffee
the
there?
Coffee wasn't great.
Correct.
I
can't remember good coffee there anyway.
What about the one when we drove out of town to that little van?
Oh, yeah, it was all right.
But it was only open at certain times.
Yeah, it wasn't bad coffee.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad coffee.
Well, not that you can comment. You don't drink.
At least I can drink coffee.
Yeah. Someone's got caffeine tolerance doesn't get an opinion on coffee.
No. Self-inflicted.
I get to mock how he says things, though.
Okay.
If you're going to mock, you can sit back on your bed.
While we were at Williams River Caravan Park in Clarence Town, we finished up our work. So Tom finished up a few projects where he was working.
Yep.
Air task a job for an Airbnb and wedding venue. So he finished that up.
Yep. They didn't have a lot of a lot left to do. It just kept raining, so I just couldn't get out there and do anything.
Yeah. And like I said, we were all getting itchy feet to sort of get back into travel life
Yeah,
again.
I think we're just sick of being wet.
Wet and in the same spot.
Yeah.
Ready for a new adventure, and that's the reason we live in a bus, so we can just roll on, do something new when we get sick of it. While we were there, we did do a tour of the Dungog Shire, and I think it's a very pretty area up through there. Yeah. We could live there in summer. I couldn't live there in winter; it's too cold. But it is a beautiful area.
The roads are something else.
The roads are a bit shit. So we went from Clarence Town to Dungog, and we always have morning tea at what's the place called in Dungog?
I don't know.
They're called like the Tin Shed's the brewery.
It's near the brewery.
It's opposite the brewery. It's like called the Billy Tea or something, I think.
Yeah, I don't think that's the name.
You don't think that's the name of it? Okay. There's a really good coffee shop and cafe in Dungog. We can't remember the name of it. And then we went to Chichester Dam. Yeah. And we drove around the dam wall, and it was all misty and foggy, and it was really pretty, and there were some camping spots and stuff up there.
Yeah, I don't think there was any camping, was it? It was
right
all
at the
shut.
start. Wasn't there a caravan park there? Cabins? I'm pretty sure there was. Yeah. And then we went around to Ladies Well, which was supposed to be like a little swimming hole, but because of all the rain, it was just roaring.
Yeah.
Smashing down the boulders. But it would have been pretty in summer, I think, when it was a bit more still. You're pulling great faces on the videos.
Yeah,
Ali's sitting here being dead quiet, watching herself on the screen, pulling stupid faces. So
Look, I have to entertain myself. I'm only here for one thing that we're going to talk about, so I have to entertain myself.
Okay, well, you could actually come on Family Adventures, and then
possibly, but I had schoolwork.
No.
TikTok time. After Ladies, well, we went around to Allenbrook and we saw some really nice old stone churches and stuff there. There's some really lovely churches.
Yeah, there's a lot of nice old buildings around there, isn't there?
Yeah, it's just a really pretty drive. And we went to Gresford, looked at the suspension bridge.
Yeah, and then we went right back. What was the little town we went to that was nothing? And then we kept driving up. That's probably what you're just talking about, was it?
Yeah, no, what was it called? Bandon Grove out toward Chichester.
Yeah, and then we went up there and we were going to go for a walk, and we pulled up in the car park, and there was a family pulling like leeches off themselves like nothing else.
Yeah, so we stayed in the car. We decided not to do that walk. They were covered in leeches.
Yeah, and then we went over the hill there and then up to your boulders.
Yeah.
It was pretty rough.
Dirt road. And we saw the boot hill with all the shoes tied to the fence. Where everyone hikes out through the Barringtons, and at the end, to symbolise completing the hike, they take their hiking boots off and tie them to the fence.
Yeah.
So the farmer must love that because they were all over his gate and everything.
Yeah.
It was a pretty cool little piece. And then we
back into Gresford, like you said. Yeah. Suspension bridge, which we later worked out that we had been across
a long time ago.
Yep, purchased a horse boat and towed it back across.
Yeah, which is probably not legal to go across the way to that bridge.
No, it would have been legal.
Probably not.
It got there.
It got there. It didn't collapse. We didn't end up in the river. We also stopped at Vasey for a pie. That was not a bad pie.
Yeah, it was for sale, the shop there.
Yeah, little shops for
sale.
sale.
Really well done. Little shop.
Little cafe, yeah.
Yeah, people doing good things there on the look of it.
Yeah. And then we went to Patterson, and we love Patterson because we keep wanting to stay at Patterson. Yeah. But it's always wet.
Yeah.
We can't. Every time we go through Patterson, we always want to stay at the golf club there. It looks like a great spot, and Patterson looks like a beautiful little community to explore.
All old buildings and that. Like, you'd walk around it in a day.
But every time we go to stay there, the ground's wet, so we can't get the bus in.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe we'd catch the train up there one day. Yeah, walk around and catch the train back.
Yeah, we could do that one day. Yeah. Sounds like a good trip.
From Maitland.
Yeah, next time we stay at Maitland.
We'll keep you posted.
We might do that next time.
Yeah, the sloth will come too.
Probably not. Probably not. You'd like to think so, but maybe not. And then while we were at Williams River, Ali flew to Greece.
Yes.
Just random trip to Europe.
Yep, Greece and Turkey. I went with Grandma, which, besides the Marion hate in the last episode, that's the one excluded Marion.
She loves her grandma Marion, but Marion type people in general, I think she makes them sound like boomers.
Boomers in general. But flew from Sydney to Doha, and then
in Qatar.
Yep, in Qatar, yeah. And then Qatar Airlines, and I recommend if you're flying anywhere, go Qatar. Like, even economy, the food was great. The seats were really comfortable. I could sleep in them, and I'm like...
Was it like 26 hours?
Yeah, 26 hours in total.
What
And
were the toilet like?
Ali would have tested them out. She's got things. She's got try toilets everywhere she goes.
and then we landed in Athens.
No, I asked you questions.
Shut up.
There you go.
And then we landed in Athens and we stayed there for a couple of nights and we explored the area, and there was this beautiful little bakery that did the best treats. And then we got on a...
So it wasn't I saw like the Parthenon or anything.
Oh, well, we did get to see that. And the Acropolis Museum, which was amazing. And
But we found a bakery.
yeah, it was really good though. And we got to see like a lot of really cool architecture and sites. And then we went to...
They'd done a cruise of ancient history sites essentially around the
Yeah,
Mediterranean. That was the gist of the tour.
Yeah, and then we went to... So we got on the boat and we went to a small little port that I can't remember in Greece. And they had a Byzantine castle in the background, which was cool. And then we went to Istanbul, which was my favourite, and we got to see the Blue Mosque.
Was Istanbul your favourite or was Kadashi?
Oh, Kadashi was my favourite. And we got to see the Blue Mosque and the Sultan's Palace. And I definitely recommend doing that. And I one day want to do the full Ottoman heritage tour, so really cool. And then we went to Kadashi and we got to see all of the old Ephesus sites. And the Church of St. John, that didn't really interest me, but it was cool to see. And lots of good food where we went.
And she tried to bring home a street cat.
Yeah, several street cats.
But she brought us home coffee and some really good Turkish delight, proper Turkish delight.
Yep.
Anybody knows how to cook that Turkish coffee, hit us up.
Yeah, because we've now got a pot of this Turkish coffee that we just can't figure out.
If you like eating...
Here you go. If you're watching and you can see this, if anyone knows how to turn this into drinkable coffee, hit us up.
It's not gritty.
I don't know even how to say it because it's not in English. But if you know how to make that good Turkish coffee, someone hit us up.
Or send us a video.
Send us a video or something on how to make coffee out of whatever that is.
Yeah. And then to finish off the cruise, we went to Santorini, Mykonos, and Rhodes. Which I really liked Rhodes. It reminded me a lot of Western Sydney. But it was
Western Sydney?
Not Western Sydney. You know, like that area on the coast, like the...
Western Sydney.
Western Sydney's in the Blue Mountains, dude.
Well, it kind of was like that.
Penrith, Parramatta.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, Rhodes was like Penrith. Or was it like the coastline?
Yes, the coastline.
Around Central Coast-ish area.
Yes, yeah.
Not Western Sydney, because that doesn't have a beach.
Yeah. But there was a lot of like architecture that we got to see and like really cool historical monuments, and it was a bit windy when we went, but I definitely recommend doing something like that. And we went with Celebrity Cruises, and they covered all of the flights, and we got an interior room, and it was really cheap and affordable.
So we used to say Ali can't catch a tan in North Queensland winter, but now we say Ali can't catch a tan in Santorini either. Might have to go outside to do that. Oh, Mimi's joined us in the podcast. Welcome, Mimi.
Have you got a microphone for her?
No, she can just share yours. Oh yeah, guys, keep on tracking. The dog's joined us for a podcast. And then while Ali was trekking around the Mediterranean, enjoying all good things, halloumi cheese and everything else that
very good halloumi cheese
she was doing over there.
But do you remember just before the halloumi cheese, there was a fried halloumi cheese at the brewery?
Yeah, and she wouldn't eat it.
Yeah, wouldn't eat it. And then she ate it and goes, "Ooh, how good's this?"
Yeah. And then I just was like sending her messages to make sure she was alive. And her email back goes, I live. That is like her grandma would send me like this detailed one with some photos, and all I get from Ali for 16 days is I live.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Communication skills right out of her father's playbook. They are. That's your DNA.
I would have just given you like the little dash.
The little thumbs up emoji. Oh no, what's the dog breaking in the background?
My
Just knocked off
earphones.
headphones.
And then while Ali was overseas, Tom and I went to Bulahdelah and climbed Mount Alum.
Yep.
What are you smirking about? That was cool. I liked Mount Alum. It was really beautiful. Through the
Very
forest.
easy climb.
Oh.
Is it
Yeah.
Eye of the Needle comparable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot of uphill and there's a bush rock.
It's a long way to get a view. You
Yeah.
don't get a lot of view on the way up.
But it's pretty like with all the bracken ferns and the big trees, and there was heaps of butterflies and stuff. And then you get to the top and the view's spectacular. But it's a long way.
Once you get up there, and then you're wondering what all the mines are.
Yeah.
That are up there. And then what were they? Aluminium mines.
Yeah, Mount Alum.
Yeah.
Aluminium mining all through there, so you've got to be careful to stay on the track or you'll fall down a mine shaft.
Yeah.
But it was really good. I think it was a 6-kilometre walk. It took us about 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
On the Facebook page, you'll see some drone footage and stuff that we took while we were up there of the walk.
Yeah. Go to both lookouts.
Yeah, we went to the actual Mount Alum lookout and the Barker track or Baker track or something.
Yeah.
John Baker track or something, I think it was called, was the other one. And we also did the hike out to Tin City, which is something I'd wanted to do for quite some time.
Yeah, that's not very well marked.
It's not very well marked. It's quite hard to find your way, the spot to park, to walk in. And then once you get through the forest.
It's not even really a spot. You're just off the Nelson Bay Road.
Yeah, and then the track in through the forest is quite well marked.
Yeah,
but
it's a fire trail.
It's a fire trail. But
it should be open, and you should be able to drive to there's a parking area at the bottom of the.
And then once you get in the dunes, you really can't see where you're going.
No.
And you've got to kind of guesstimate a little bit which direction. We used all trails, which was good. But Tin City is very cool. It's a little off-grid community hidden in the sand dunes or the Stockton sand dunes. Yeah. Most of them come in four-wheel drive access off the beach.
Yeah,
You've got to get a permit.
Yeah.
But we walked in, so that was free, and it was a fabulous walk. The dunes were so pretty. They're so vast.
Yeah. And it was nice. It sort of rained the night before, so the sand wasn't blowing in your face.
Yeah. It is one of those walks that, because of the sand dunes, I'll do it early in the morning and make sure you take your water, because
it's only one steep climb, or you go sort of up and over in, and then one steep climb onto the dunes.
But it's one of those places you could get disorientated in there if you were not great with your direction.
No.
And on a hot day, it will be so hot out there on that sand.
Yeah.
So I'd recommend morning and your water, definitely, if you're doing that walk.
Yeah.
And maybe like a phone with all trails or something on it, so you don't get lost in the sand dunes.
Yeah, we had service the whole time.
Yeah, it was a beautiful walk though, and they're just a cool community. Like,
it's like you walk through rainforesty looking stuff, and then you pop up onto the sand. Yeah.
But obviously, it's a community. People live there, so be respectful. Don't just go rummaging through people's shacks and stuff. Like, we circuited it fairly wide and gave everyone a berth. Like, there's people's homes, so don't be disrespectful. But it's pretty cool to see at the same time.
Yeah, you can't buy one there. You can only be given one.
Yeah, it's very cool. So it used to be a settlement during the Depression, wasn't it?
Homeless men started there.
Yeah,
and it was originally before that a shipwreck site.
Survivors of shipwreck were there first, and then it was a homeless sort of community through the Depression.
Yeah.
And now you can't buy a block there, but you can inherit.
Yeah, and I think it's a lease or something, and they can't kick you out or something. Yeah. But as soon as it becomes derelict, and you can't rebuild, so you can't knock down and rebuild. You can only maintain what's there.
Yeah, but it's pretty.
There's
pretty cool.
There's a lot of reading on it. Just Google it if you want.
It's
a lot of reading.
Lots of information. It's a pretty cool little thing. And then because the weather continued to be awful, Tom and I went and played some 10-pin at Raymond Terrace to fill in a day.
Yeah.
He beat me as always.
Yeah.
Even bowled left-handed, and he still beat me. Nothing new there. We're not good at sport. I nearly beat him at putt the other day, but then I threw it away on the second last hole.
Yeah.
Got an 8. 8 over par, good job, but I nearly had him there for a minute. And then we got sick of the wet weather at Clarence Town, so we moved to Singleton Showgrounds, which is somewhere we'd stayed before.
Yep, wet again.
Very wet again, but the caretakers there were great. They got us on a hard site on a wet day. I think we got 60 mils or something on that day, and they did get us in on a nice hard site, which was very good.
Yeah, price has gone up from last time.
It used to be 25 a night. It's now 35 a night on power.
No, it was 30.
It used to be 30, was it?
Yeah, it was always dearer than Cessnock.
And we got put on the overflow parking around the back.
Yep, good spot to be.
Beautiful spot to be, but the amenities were a bit rough.
Yeah, we'd say warn you before you go around.
Yeah, the amenities on the main camping site are very good.
Yeah. They're
very clean. The amenities on the backside and the overflow are a bit rough.
Yeah.
But they did say that. And we could walk around and use the other ones if we chose to.
Yeah, that's right.
And when we were at Singleton, Ali come back?
Yep.
And we flew back to the country, bit of jet lag.
Yep. Got an upper respiratory infection.
Oh yeah, that was great. Brought home diseases from Europe with
Yep.
it. And then once we got Ali back, we started heading up towards Tamworth because I had another 2 weeks relief managing up at Austin Tourist Park. And so we went from Singleton to Corindi Caravan Park, which is a council-run one. It was $15, I think, unpowered for the night.
Yeah. Unmanned.
Unmanned. It's a weird one. You got to sort of book online and you get a little gate code thing.
No gate code.
Oh, it would have Red Joe number recognition, which didn't work. But it's a beautiful little spot. It's a very little caravan park.
Yeah,
the amenities were fabulous.
Yeah.
They had toilet paper that didn't give you a prostatic exam.
Yeah, you didn't stick your finger straight through.
Yeah.
How are you giving yourself a prostate exam?
I don't know. I use more toilet paper than you. Yeah, I don't have a prostate exam. I don't have a prostate 2 exam. But don't go there. I don't go there. You obviously do. You need to use more paper or something. I don't know. But that was Tom's comment about Corindi. He didn't give himself a prostate exam.
I'm pretty sure you can
go. It was a beautiful spot, Park.
In the autumn leaves. It was fabulous.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can go through. Can you go into people's sites on Wiki and then see all of the places they reviewed? I'm pretty sure if you go through where our Wiki camp, you'd see some pretty funny reviews from.
Yeah, we leave some good ones occasionally. And while we were at Corindi, we went and checked out the silo art.
Yeah.
Which I love. I think it's one of
We didn't do the night, but everybody recommends it.
Where they put the video, they do an Illuminart light show on top of the silo art, which I've seen videos of. It's very spectacular. It was too cold. I stayed in the bus and went to sleep. And we went and had lunch at the Terminus Hotel. Tom and I did. Ali must have been skulking around in the bus again. That was nice. We just had the lunch special fish and chips.
No.
What did we have?
Chicken
schnitzel. Snitty that time. Snitty. Lunch special snitty. And then Tom decided we'd go on a bike ride around Corindi.
Yeah. Well, it looked like they had a long path along the river, but it wasn't very long.
Tom builds trust issues, one walk or bike ride at a time, because he's always going for a short ride or a short walk. And you think, right, short, I'll go too. And then this one, 5 odd kilometres and at a creek crossing, I'd had enough and jacked up. And he just rides on through this creek and keeps going. I'm like, dude, I'm not going through there. I've had enough. My butt's sore. My legs are sore. I'm going back.
Even this morning, he said he was going to go for a quick walk and he's gone 2 hours.
I said an hour.
He said an hour. I think he's gone an hour and a half.
Yeah, I did 10,000 steps.
But I've learned to judge. If he puts his sneakers on, you probably just want to tap out of the walk. If he's got his pluggers on, you can probably go for a walk. Because he goes too far otherwise. Just a short walk. 3 hours later, we finally...
I had a good ride around Corindi, except I come back around the other way and I thought I'd go over a drawbridge. I did a run at Corindi a lot of years ago, and there's a drawbridge back into the back of the park. Swinging Bridge, it's called, I think.
Yeah.
Got there, no swinging bridge anymore.
You've been washed away.
Yeah. So an extra 4 or 5 Ks around, and then I was back.
And he wonders why we don't like to go on bike rides and walks with him.
Just go. It's not that hard.
So just the one night in Corindi, Mimi loved the autumn leaves, and she was rolling and playing fetch in the autumn leaves. And
they had heaps of rooms out the back there for your dogs to run.
Really good amenities there. The showers were huge and plenty of hot water.
Not exactly clean, but
pretty clean.
Ran into another bloke that was at Clarence River.
Oh, yeah. Because we're starting to recognise people now when we travel around. We see people we've seen before. So we, caught up with a guy that had been staying at Clarence while we were there. And then just after one night, it was off to Austin Tourist Park to do some more work.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
A couple of weeks there. I'm sure Tom and Ali done things, but I mostly just worked.
I'm pretty sure I was just sick and laid in misery in the bus.
And while we were there, my mum and dad come down from Queensland and surprised me. We were originally going to meet up with them as we moved west onto Lightning Ridge, but they surprised me and turned up in Tamworth to start our trek, which we're going to cover next season. But yeah, I think that's all of our travels.
Yep, so far.
So far, up until the end of season 3 anyway.
Yeah.
To round off this season, we're going to do a few eps. We're going to do a best of edition where we're going to talk about all the best bits and the best and worst, maybe.
Yep, and we're going to do a poll. So, for example, the pies, crofts, and you can tell us which ones that you think's best.
And we want your feedback. So we're going to say where our best pies and best coffee and all that stuff is, and then we want...
I don't drink pies that much anymore. Eat pies.
Drink
You don't drink
I
pies.
don't drink
He
pies.
doesn't drink pies, people.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
the
the
news
old
of the day.
Kahlua pies he used to have to
He
drink.
drinks pretty much. In that one we had at Gloucester the other day, you nearly had to it
Yeah.
up too. And then we're going to do like a distance ed ep because Al's actually like in the midst of a HSC at the moment.
Yep.
So we'll have a bit of a talk about some education and then we're going to get onto our Western trip, which is our most recent trek around.
And
Tom's just zoning
Candy's,
out. Look at him on the video there.
and Candy's going to announce what she's going to do if we get 1,000 likes.
Well, I've already announced if we get 1,000 likes on last week's reel, I have to do an adventure run thingy.
Yeah.
And then we've got to figure out what these pair are going to do.
I'm not going to do anything.
I think I found a triathlon on there.
I didn't say triathlon. I'm not swimming anywhere.
Would you prefer to do a mud run or an open water swim in the Seine?
I'd do a mud run. Well, an open water run in the Seine, and a mud run's probably similar.
She'd be swimming going, why do my pants smell like bacon?
And yeah, a big shark comes and just lumps me up. Rightio. I think that's the end of us. That's our ramble for this week. Join in next week. We're going to do our best of edition, best of bus life so far.
Yep.
And then we will do distance ed ep and
One other app?
one other. Maybe we'll touch on some budgeting and stuff because we're like over the 1 year bus thing. If there's anything specific you want us to touch, now'd be a great time and we can sort of go into that a bit.
Yeah, we should just do a closing statement, answer all of the questions that we've had this
Just
year.
a closing statement.
Just a closing statement. Can you tell that I've been working on my pit?
Yeah, she's a bit clinical today, isn't she? And then we're going to, head into season 4 and we'll get this Western tour underway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rightio. Thanks for listening, guys. Catch you all again next week. Over and out. Bye.